Hello, everybody. What is up? I know this has been a long time coming, and although there may not be any stakes around, I'm so glad to see so many beautiful people coming up, be it in your funky suits watching it with your stream, or being on your own or with your homies here to enjoy the match. Welcome, everybody. Some unfortunate events may have prevented this match with stakes to come through. However, all's well and ends well. We still get a show match between our Corsace Closed grand finalists between maliszewski and Worst HR player. This is a show match with cumulative score to decide it all. I'm Sad Shiba, and I couldn't be more honored to be doing this with iFlame and Doomsday.
Hello. This is going to be a fun one. So how this works for all the viewers is we are going to be doing no bans, and as Shiba said, cumulative score. So the scores from every single map are going to be added up, and whichever player has the highest score at the end of the match will be the winner. And I believe we will be going through picks as normal, but I think the players are going to be playing all of the maps, which is a lot of fun. We're going to get to see some maps that you don't normally see. Some things like the No Mod 6, the Hidden 4 the Hidden 2, that are banned out really frequently. And this is just a fun pool all around. There's so many cool maps.
There is no escape from all of the Toho in this pool. I'm a fan of that personally. But yeah, it should be a really cool exhibition. There's so many maps in this pool that both these two players should absolutely shred. And this pool is ridiculous. Every single map is so hard. Anything above 400k is incredibly special, even for this level. But we got the two players for the job.
Yeah, we've gotten confirmation that the players have both agreed that they want to skip DTs 2 and 3, neither player feeling the speed, understandably. And we are going to be starting with No Mod 1. No Mod 1 going to be your 250 BPM aim consistency map, humanly, 9.14 stars. The maps are getting incredibly tough. And then such a cool matchup that I think a lot of people have been waiting to see. You've got maliszewski, who has been at the top for so incredibly long now, dominating tournaments time and time again. And on the other side, Worst HR player, who has been fantastic, but a lot of people had some questions about coming to the 1v1. Was he going to get speed abused? But he has proven himself time and time again. He consistently been at the top, made it all the way to grand finals here against maliszewski. And here for the show match as we get into No Mod 1.
Yeah, everyone was super eager to see Worst HR play's potential on this map pool, it being some of the highest star rating we have seen him play in a tournament. maliszewski has had previous experiences in this star rating, and I think everyone was really excited to see how Worst HR player can duke it out. Just to make sure to everybody who is watching, maliszewski is already your Corsace Closed winner. This is not a decider on who wins it. Neither are both of these players playing with the knowledge that they might win the whole thing. It's already decided that maliszewski wins. It's just the show match that we're just here to enjoy and have a banger matchup to see how these guys could duke it out on some of these amazing maps that we have shown here. And so far, so good for both of these guys here. Cumulative score still in favor of maliszewski, but Worst HR player holding up a great combo just before this giant PI section here. But as both players start to hold on, the peak of the jumps are starting to really hit, and both players hit the giant spikes. That is insane. What a great start.
Yeah, the very end of the choruses are the hardest jumps in this, so hitting those are kind of nuts. There'll be a few more of those to come.
Yeah, we are in for some incredible gameplay, though. These players have a lot of overlapping skill sets. You've got the tech, you've got the aim control, and that is what both of them tend to be incredibly good at. Even some of the aim picks in this map, they both have very good individual scores on. So this could turn out fun as well, as we're about to get into the next PI section. Both players up to pretty sizable combos now, 300 mark, so either miss from either player here would be deadly.
Yeah, I mean, check this out. This building is already starting to get really fabulous. This map is 9 stars, people. Nothing to really dismiss here. Both these guys holding on to fabulous combo, building off of that incredible pop-off past that TI. And the scores are very, very close. Only 20,000 in favor of maliszewski so far. And accuracy as well, being hugely in his favor. This is still score v2, so no score v1 effects here. Cumulative score is through score v1. Big jump peaks here. Both players hit it. Nope, maliszewski is to go down just towards the very end. And this is where HR player's chance to climb and build it a little bit more despite that actual deficit. But he drops just on that giant jump spike. And that will end up being the trade, but still very close in score. Giant jump section there, hit by Worst HR player. It just doesn't stop getting difficult, and we're getting to the final quarter now.
Malice does plan to follow it up with yet another miss, so Worst HR player now has a chance to bring the score lead back, but needs to hold on through the very tricky ending. Doesn't do so, is going to drop the combo, and now in favor of maliszewski, but it's incredibly close. 4,000 points the difference here. Could flip back over any second as maliszewski finds another miss. There it goes. Worst HR player now in the lead. Can't find too many misses in the ending, but it's maliszewski who finds another drop, and I think this one's going to go over to Worst HR player. Anyone's game. Any miss matters.
These jumps are getting nearly impossible, and the score is getting so incredibly close. Chain misses here could decide it. Even accuracy drops. Western Char player is missing on so many notes, but I think the score lead just barely goes in his favor. 864 score difference to start this off. What a first map! I mean, both of these guys are formidable on aim, incredible on aim, but this close on this level of difficulty is fascinating, to say the least.
I mean, this might be one of the most anticipated matchups we have ever had in Corsace Closed. These are inarguably two of the best tournament players in the world right now. I'd say top 3. Emrek is in the conversation as well. But to give you guys an idea of how hard this map pool actually is, we have some of the best players in the world. You know, YokeSpy, RectiPie, that level of player doing
RectiPie.
Rectigon doing our replays for the pool showcase, and the scores for most maps were around 200, 300k at most. There were not high scores on almost any maps, and Worst HR player and Recti Jesus. Worst HR player and Malice both getting above 300k on that first pick. Now we've got the Nomad 6. This Nomad 6 is so much fun. Mapped by Gordon. It is AR 7.3, CS 5.5, aim control reading kind of pick. Has some pretty tricky 1/3 section in the middle as well.
This map is just silliness. It's a pretty nuts rhythm heavy Nomad 6, but it's on the most disgusting difficulty settings, as you mentioned. Like, Jesus. This is beyond even some of the craziest reading players, and we saw it in the losers bracket final. Caused Henry and Malice quite a few problems there, but I wonder how they manage it here. Have they put the time into practice this map, because this really needs it.
This, to me, feels very much like a forum map. It is so crazy with the rating, so crazy with the finger control as well. There are doubles kind of everywhere. And there, if I remember correctly, there are some really, really awkward aim control patterns as well. But we know maliszewski can play this kind of map, has been really solid on the rating gimmick. And so this one could go either way, but it is maliszewski who is going to be finding the early misses.
Yeah, I think a lot of people taking a look at this map in particular against these two players thought it'd be a huge, huge toss-up. And for the first time ever, maliszewski having some very high competition on a map like this. And even so, with players of this caliber, quite literally two of the best tournament gimmick players in the world, you already see them struggling a little bit here, not able to hold on to any significant combo. But that early start from West HR player popping off of that intro while Ristal could not build up any combo does lead to a solid 100,000 score advantage in his favor. About halfway through the map as well. maliszewski's previous score up against Henry up in the official losers grand finals before getting into grands later on was 308,000. And West HR player is already almost close to eclipsing that here. Hits that entire space stream section there and starts gaining even more. Not even able to lose control. Hits that one section, another section comes up and it doesn't even matter him. He manages to step up finally on this section, which just gets more and more brutal the more it runs in this map. And West HR player with a phenomenal pop-off already at 270,000.
Yeah, this 1/3 section is deceptively difficult, and Worst HR player up to 300,000 points now. What a performance so far, and we still have the end of the map to go. Could eclipse that 300,000 mark, and now does so. Looking to push this advantage further, as this is just a sight to behold.
This app is not okay. 97% on this.
There's
Yeah.
no
What the
way.
hell?
This isn't funny. This just is not a funny score to see, man. I mean, you already see the combo game doing a slight struggle, but West HR player just barely getting just under 97. Like, as you already said, it's mind-blowing. It's utterly mind-blowing. We thought these two guys would really duke it out and make it close, but West HR player just put on a clinic on this one. Very one-sided. If I were to double-check the MP again, 365k, so yes, West HR player did overtake maliszewski's score in the losers grand finals. maliszewski with a 193k. Exactly half of maliszewski's miscount. 16 misses to 38. Exceptional stuff. Oh, no, no, even more than that, actually. No, 32 would have been double it. Just well over half of the misses. That's insane.
That's what's so cool about this showcase format is I feel like if this was a normal match, had we played the actual grand finals, this would have been banned out easily by maliszewski, and that's what tends to be the case. Some of the more gimmicky stuff, as well as the speed, is usually banned out, and you see it quite rarely. But now we get to see all the low AR gimmick picks, and it's so cool to see what some of the gimmick players at the top level can do. It's just mind-blowing to watch. Now we've got No Mod 3 Humanoid going to be the next pick for maliszewski.
Yeah, it's getting into Humanoid now.
150 BPM, very snappy for an alt pick.
This is some ridiculous aim that you need here. I mean, we already talked about it quite a while ago, but its aim control requirement is consistent and always present. Ridiculously difficult. This was picked by maliszewski in the last match against Henry with quite a decent amount of success. I believe winning by a good nearly 100,000. Yeah, 459k had maliszewski got on this map to Henry's 371. Exciting to see what Wesley Child playing can do, because once again, those really heavy control maps are those kind of maps that you're expecting these two players to really duke it out on, like our top three generally here. This map is one of those things that you just look at and you're like, wow, like who can really beat one another? All three of them are so powerful. And so far past this intro section, there's only a small combo advantage in favor of Wesley Child play alongside an immense accuracy difference. But this is early days. Small act drops towards the very start tend to be a lot bigger than they look a lot bigger than they actually are. Just give maliszewski a little bit of time to build, and that act should get back to normal. Still, so far so good for Wesley Child player. We're about to get into that first PI now.
This map is just so relentless. There's barely a breakpoint in it. That section there is about as easy as this map gets. So it's just endless patterns like this. You need so much consistency on this extreme level of like ult control. But we have the players for the job, and they are going in right now.
Yeah, some misses from both players actually. maliszewski is recovering some accuracy, so he's going to keep the score relatively close, keep himself in the running. This is a pretty long map, 4 minutes of really brutal ARP patterns as both players recovering after the early drop, and going to look to continue to recover accuracy for maliszewski to bring this score lead closer to even.
Look at how even these combos are so far. Very neutral exchanges here. It really is just that accuracy keeping Wesley Child player in that lead. Hitting 99 AC on this map. Yeah. Okay. Good start.
He's just chilling.
You could say it's a good start.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, only missing on the hardest part of the map, which was traded by your opponent. I'm not sure what else you can really say here. Combo is still very even though, and that really is a mattering factor here. Accuracy, yes, being quite difficult, but not really the main thing that you can lose on a map like this. This is so consistently difficult, and you can see it start to reach a peak once again in this next PI here. maliszewski still looking great on that recovery. 96 accuracy still solid as well, but the score still remains in favor of Wesley Child by about 400,000. That spike there, hit by both players once again. This is phenomenal gameplay here. The active aim and the aim stamina that really starts to take a toll on you later on in the map might possibly be present later on. And you can see these back and forth sections here, smaller strings and longer chains here, but still no drop from anyone here. This combo build is absolutely immense here. Is this guitar section going to get dropped by anybody? Final big stream there, and there's Wesley Child. There's a finally drop.
maliszewski down in accuracy, but holds on to the combo, now up by 900. As long as he doesn't miss into this next section, he should bring the score lead back over, but the slow combo section here isn't going to quite get him the score lead. I think he's going to have to hit at the very least the start of the very last PI section. We'll see if he can hold.
The flip now.
Flips.
Immediately in favor now of maliszewski. As that ending stream,
Slider
breaks just when it gets tight. And Wesley Child player still has combo left to go. This might become flipped back in his favor once again. Arrow's just slightly about to turn back around. It's flickering now, and Wesley Child player takes the lead. That accuracy is going to really benefit him as well. It's going to give him a little bit of a boost, even if the trade comes through. 7,900 score in favor of Wesley Child player. As we get to this ending here, the chains still continue. Are we going to see any big fall apart here for either player that could lead to a flip for maliszewski? Worm still holding on. Same with maliszewski. No player can drop, but that is what you want if you're a child player. What a way to finish it. Still ending the map at 99% accuracy. But both players hitting 450,000. maliszewski very close to matching his previous score against Emery, and Wesley Child player not being able to eclipse it. But, oh no, actually, yes, no, he was able to eclipse it by 20k. Still, though, wow. This is getting very exciting already, people.
Yeah, I mean, I said about anything around 400k and up is special. We've had 2 maps where both players have hit that and eclipsed it.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is
I don't know what else we
insane.
can really
What a
say.
high level. This is going to be an absolute treat.
Yeah,
I am so happy to watch this.
The accuracy from worst HR player has been immaculate so far. 99 on the No Mod 3, getting 96.3 on the No Mod 6 as well. Such impressive stuff.
3 miss, man. What even is that score, dude?
Yeah, these scores are
Oh.
not normal. This pool is insanely hard. These players just make it look way easier than it is. You know, you put any other, just about any other top players on this pool, and they're having a really rough time compared to these ones. Lost Umbrella, Hard Rock 3, going to be the next pick from Worst HR Player, and you can see the cumulative scores on your screen. So Worst HR Player currently in the lead pretty much solely off of that No Mod 6. Other 2 maps have been very even. I think most people know Lost Umbrella. It is going to be 144 BPM ult, and it is pretty aim control focused. The spacing on the flow patterns gets absolutely insane, especially later into the map. And the global leaderboards for this one are pretty interesting. You've got maliszewski. No, never mind. Here we go into the Hard Rock 3 as Worst HR Player finds the miss, traded back by maliszewski.
Yeah, only misses hit from both players there. No significant combo to be held. But this is a really difficult map here. Lots of thing control, lots of control generally plated with these players. With that Hard Rock increase as well, it's going to be really difficult to act at that consistent level. But so far, so good for both of our players. Getting into that first TI here, 10,000 score difference in favor. Oh no, 17,000 score difference in favor of Wesley Child player on this map specifically. And as we get into that TI, you see those back and forths, those zigzaggy pounds alongside the Axel D-Cell flow aim here. No major drops from either player so far as we get past that 1/3 mark. Big combo still solidified here, and no player is dropping for now.
Looking at the base of this map, this is one of the hardest maps in the entire pool. It might actually be the hardest. So, yeah.
That's
Big drop from Worst HR Player, though, as maliszewski is off to a massive lead. And I don't know what we're watching. The players are just so good, so consistent. They both nailed that section.
Oh my god!
This is the pinnacle of tournament performance. As maliszewski is still going.
Look at him go! What was that? Hits that back and forth snap as well. And as we get into the slow section here, maliszewski, man, is absolutely tearing it on this map. And we're getting to the final TI now.
And Worst HR Player, despite dropping, is still at 98% accuracy, which is absurd. maliszewski finally finds the drop, and Worst HR Player is far enough behind, I don't think, to make the comeback on this map, but there's still enough time if he doesn't drop.
For him? He's still... What? Okay, for him, please. This is enough. Dude, there's no way. You cannot FC this ending. What's a top player, please? Please. You're making this comedic at this point. You're making this look like a cakewalk. This part gets so ridiculously hard. This is the part where everyone starts to drop, but was a job player still hits it off.
Oh my god.
Oh my... I'm at loss for words.
What? No, that's a 1 miss. You are joking me.
Crazy.
That's a 1 miss. That's a 1 miss.
That's one of the most insane.
Lost Umbrella, Worst HR.
Oh my god.
Player. Holy shit.
That sequence was one of the craziest sequences I've ever seen anyone hit in tournament. That was inhuman.
I find it funny how maliszewski's score is mind-blowing on its own. Had it been against any other player, but the fact that Worst HR player is his opponent and does that, just I don't know. I think it's merely that pop-up at the end that really solidifies how ridiculous that score is. maliszewski was actually doing very, very well for the majority of that map, but that ending section where it is expected for every player playing that map to fall apart and lose their combo, whereas the child player just hits all of it. And that's the nature of one of the best control players of our era, if not of all time. That's Wesley Sharp play for you. And it's Fluctuation coming up next, which is, again, no slouch of a tech control map, except a lot more sliders.
Yeah, very heavy on the slider pattern, especially into the PI sections. Relatively short map at 2 minutes and 10 seconds, but we have played 4 maps, and Worst HR player has won all 4 of them so far. Not necessarily what you would have expected coming into this match. Maliszewski has been the number 1 individual performer in every single round, except for one so far where he was second. But it has been Worst HR player early on in this match with the advantage, although does find the first mitch on no mod for Fluctuation. Traded back now by Maliszewski. This is an incredibly difficult map. Look at the accuracies, 92 and 91 respectively.
Yeah, no immense pop-up on this early section here. Some combos are dropped here. Maliszewski and Forum still having a decent recovery. But we're about to get into those cut stream jump section there. And it does lead to a drop once again from West HR player. If there's any slided tech player that can dominate on a map like this, it is Maliszewski. But however, he is going to drop despite holding on to a good amount of combos. Score leads in his favor by about 70,000. And we're already halfway through the map. This is a really, really quick one, people. And as those trades start to come through, the combo is now dead even. But Forum hits that big section there, and Maliszewski is the drop. Is there a chance for him to come back in this final PI?
Does have the time, does have the combo advantage.
Oh, here we go. Cut doubles are hit. Here we go. Final PI to come through now. The slide attack starts to hit an absolute peak on this one. West Sharp player still holds on to his lead. Accuracy as well in his favor. Score lead eclipses now in his favor as well. And no player is still dropping. This is still an incredible performance here. Look at them go. This is the work of art we're witnessing here. Both players still hitting this with absolute perfection. Maliszewski finally drops down, but Forum continues to hold on. Could he end this map in style? Final little piece of the map to come through, but he drops. We may not see any crazy finish, but an incredible score nonetheless here from both players respectively. Nearly 300,000 from Maliszewski and nearly 350 for Worst HR player. What a score. What a duo of scores here on a map like this.
That's an S, right?
Strike.
Oh my god.
Oh, come on, man. Dude.
No misses.
No misses. Yeah.
I mean, I suppose if there's any map you're going to get like an S rank slider break on, it's going to be a map like this, but still just bonkers stuff. And both those two destroying that slider tech aim section near the end, massive combo through that ending. It's another display of just technical prowess from both these two, really.
Yeah, I mean, even without stakes, even when both of these players are playing for fun, like they know nothing will come out of this outside of a good show. No one is taking this massively seriously and playing for fun, and this is what some of these guys are doing? Like, what on earth?
Yeah, the fact that, I'm pretty sure both players have practiced the pool, but not quite the same level of effort as if it was the actual grand finals match. And we're still seeing insane scores. I feel like we've said it so many times this match, and we'll probably be saying it many more times throughout this match, but they just keep setting the crazy scores. Now we've got Hard Rock 2. It is going to be peanut butter, jelly time, 160 BPM, very, very heavy on the aim control. And there are some really, really tough zigzag patterns later into the map. One of the tricky parts of this map is if you miss the start of a pattern, you're pretty much missing the whole thing, going to be blocked out of that. And with some of the longer patterns, that can result in a massive accuracy drop, as well as realistically, like 7+ misses on a single pattern. You already see it from Maliszewski. Misses the first note, misses the next 5 as well. And yet again, you're going to be Worst HR player off to the early lead. 98% accuracy early on in this match is already impressive, but we'll see if you can keep the accuracy up throughout the rest of the map.
The ending on this is really hard. The ending is far harder than the rest, and the rest of it is still rather difficult. Anyone that hits that ending is doing illegal things.
If anyone could do it, it would be one of these two.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, as you guys said, it really is just these two guys who could make a show out of this one. Just an early miss there from Maliszewski to start this off. But you still got Wesley Char player holding on to a full combo, but he does drop on one of those slider jumps, so no significant combo advantage for Wesley Char player going into this key eye here, but the hardest part is still yet to come for maliszewski to keep on building this, and he will start to drop there. You look at these back and forth sections. You've got Floim turn into zigzag, turn into full-on jumps at CS 7.2.
And then there goes maliszewski. There's a few misses on that screen. Worst HR player is somehow holding on to this combo through those. And those are probably some of the hardest patterns in the map. And worst HR player holds through most of it. Unfortunately, finds the miss at the end, but has built up a pretty sizable score advantage over maliszewski, who continues to find misses. And what we're seeing from maliszewski here, that is the expectation for just about every player. What worst HR player is doing on this map is not okay. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, eclipsing it by 100,000 almost now. This is very impressive. You know, as Dio once said, Wesley Char player, my ass. Look at what he's doing right now. This is insane. 200k on a map like this. I think this was another map that was widely regarded, don't look at the accuracy, widely regarded as a map that is one of the hardest in the pool. Purely because, I mean, have this on higher CS and it is still like an insane, like probably close semi-finals tier map, to be honest. Like, this is insane. Lower the CS by like 1 or 2, and it's still absurdly difficult. And putting this at 7.3 CS with this amount of control applied just goes to show, man. And he's looking great for Wesley Char player, but maliszewski has gotten great recovery here. Let's not count him out just yet. 300 combo and climbing. Accuracy might be a bit of a struggle here, but this combo is looking great, and he might just be able to pop off on this ending section if he can, but we already talked about it. This is one of the hardest parts of the map here. Wesley Char player drops, but maliszewski hits that chain. Is he going to build?
Yeah, the accuracy is the problem now for maliszewski. The combo is there, but unless we see accuracy improve a little bit, may not have enough time. There's the miss from maliszewski. Worst HR player holding as maliszewski finds a big chain miss. Worst HR player now finding the miss as well, but the damage has been done. And worst HR player is going to take another win on this map. It's going to be up by about 500,000 points overall in this show match so far.
Form's comboing.
He's hitting
gaming. Oh, look at this. Okay, guys, this is pretty epic. 380,000 score on this. Just consistency, just maybe not holding on to any ginormous combos throughout the map, but just consistent plays, consistently hitting quite a good amount of the notes and holding on to a good amount of combo. Just ends up becoming a great win there for Wesley Char player, as that cumulative score eclipses the 500,000 mark for Wesley Char player.
Yep.
Very nice score.
I think we can all quit Osu after this match. Osu has been beaten. It's over.
I mean, yeah, we're in that golden age of tournaments at the moment, where you've got an era where several players can do some of the most out of this world stuff. I mean, we're currently kind of in the era of the big four, where you've got, you know, maliszewski, Wesley Char player, Emmerich, and Enri, all kind of being that super domineering force. They're all duking it out. It's like the 5 gods of Melee, right? It's like that with Osu.
Pretty much.
It's
For our next
crazy.
pick, Hidden 1, Fallen. It's going to be your 1-2 hidden jump map. If you look on the global leaderboards, there's a familiar name in that top spot. maliszewski has the best score from nearly 2 years ago. And of course, worst HR player not far off with the number 3 global, or the number 3 hidden score from 15 days ago. A little bit more recent. And we'll see which one can prevail.
Indeed, indeed. This is one of those very spike-heavy maps from what I remember on this one.
Yep.
It is your heavy hidden comfort mechanics, but the peaks in this map are peaks like none other really on this one. You've got a few really difficult aim sections here and there that you are about to see right now, but they will spike even higher to levels that I don't think many of us will see coming. You've got that giant cross-screen jumps, cross-screen arrow sliders that for most people are simply impossible. And even this intro section trips up both of our players. Plus, this intro section, maliszewski holds on to a solid 8,000 score lead with 97 AK in his pocket.
Yeah, it's another one with the ending being rather absurd. It has literal corner-to-corner repeating screen jumps in it. It's rather silly, but the flow is relatively comfy outside of extremely high SV and just the widest possible spacing, as I mentioned.
Yeah, the 1-2s are going to get really, really crazy into the ending. That's why it's so important on a pick like this to build up your combo when you have the chance in the earlier parts of the map. As we get into the halfway point, both players hitting that massive jump section. Halfway point of the map now, and scores are basically dead even. Maliszewski has a very slight lead, and both players nailing it again. We do see some accuracy dropped from Maliszewski, but as we get into the ending, this is the trickiest part of the map coming up in about 20 to 30 seconds now. That is going to be the real test of aim ability here. Can both players hit the stream? They do, and the jump section afterwards. And it is still even combos, even scores. That is a 400-point difference between the two players right now. It is all going to come down to this ending.
And if we know this map before, we know what's about to come. Giants, jumps hit come through. Maliszewski's the first one to drop, but look at these sliders and these jumps. This is insane. What's a jump like hit that entire stream and the jump section come through now. Oh my lord. Forum, what is this? Burst come through now. What's going to be next? Those triples. No way.
He hits it.
Oh, he finally misses on those jumps there. But look at this. Those are corner cross-screen jumps. I mean, yeah, these guys might be the best tournament players in the world, but I don't think anyone could hit a pattern like that unless you practiced it thousands and thousands of times. But on a stage like this, not many can. But Wesley Child player made a good case for himself to possibly do so.
Wow.
Great score.
Great score. Wow, a Malice 4 miss as well. 4 miss to 7 miss on that. Insane stuff. But that is a new hidden record on that map from Forum, I believe, a 700 combo. That does beat Malice's score on the leaderboard.
That would be number 4 on the global leaderboards for worst HR player, only behind 3 Nomad scores, beating out Maliszewski, who had the previous best hidden score up until just a moment ago.
Well, there you go. Even without stakes, Forum sets leaderboard scores on the hardest maps in the game. Yeah. Just by such player things, isn't it?
Just farming grand finals tournament pools. And Hidden 3. This is a very fun map. So in this pool, the hidden pool is incredibly tech heavy. Whereas the Hard Rock pool is very aim control heavy. So that Hidden 3 is going to be 144 BPM, only 1 minute and 22 seconds. One of the shortest maps in the pool, not quite the shortest, but it is going to be, I'd say, more aim control slider aim focused. Has some really crazy spacing on the flow patterns in towards the second half of the map. I think right around the middle those come in. And this is kind of the opposite story of our last one. Worst HR player currently with the number 1 hidden score on the map from about 3 hours ago, actually. So we can expect a good performance from Forum. Maliszewski has the number 3 score on the leaderboard, but that's from about a year ago. We'll see if Worst HR player can improve that global leaderboard score. Starting off with a very impressive accuracy as Maliszewski finds the first miss, but the starting section of this map is relatively easy compared to the rest of the map.
Yeah, this intro section's pretty chill, despite it already being pretty difficult compared to the rest of the map. You still got a lot more to come. You've got some ridiculous aim control with a high BPM and consistently difficult once that intro section starts to come through. And you see those 1-6 bursts here from both players here. Maliszewski had a decently small combo deficit, and might I add, this map's pretty short as well. We're already getting to a final third to come through, and Wesley Child player still hits us in entire sections there, hits the squares and the doubles. Still excelling on this map. Maliszewski unfortunately falls, and Forum is on an absolute tear going into the final quarter.
He's going in. He surpassed. I think he just about matched his run on the leaderboard there on that disgusting pattern. That's 700k and rising here.
Good lord. Worst HR player. What is that? He just hits the ending section.
No way.
Oh my god. This guy is a living highlight reel, man. You can make an hour-long video purely off of his pop-offs in tournament.
Dude, Forum is committing war crimes on this map pool right now.
Look at that score, 740,000. Oh my god.
5 and 6 misses respectively. A single-digit miscount from both players on this map is absolutely ridiculous. Like 450,000 for maliszewski is a crazy score. But Forum, worst HR player, is just on another level today.
Yeah, the form shown from worst HR player is really not something we see very often. You know, the only times we can really rival this level of form is probably his World Cup performances and his Hippo Cup performances, possibly. This is a level that we see very, very rarely from this guy.
And worst HR player on that map, like you said, Doomsday, topped his own previous top hidden score. That's 2 maps in a row now where worst HR player has gotten the best ever hidden score on a tournament map, alive in tournament. Now we've got hidden 2. He may have a chance to do it again. This time, though, it is going to be Fountain Field, the AR8 pick. And this is a really cool hidden 2. Traditionally, in the hidden 2s, you tend to have more kind of flow aim hidden reading. But this time around, we kind of have that in the No Mod 6, where the No Mod 6 that we saw earlier is incredibly finger control and aim control heavy. So this hidden 2, unlike what you'd normally see, is very, very aim focused. The jumps are fairly dense. You see a lot of triangles, lots of kind of somewhat wide angle patterns, and it is a massive focus on the aim. The jump patterns are absolutely brutal, and it's some tech elements as well. But it's cool to see this style of hidden 2 that you don't often see anymore.
Yeah, it's the density pick of all time, this. For sure.
This is a freaking awesome map. Like you mentioned, iFlame, this is a very unique hidden 2 that we don't see very often here. Much more focused on its raw aim and its mechanics. Take AR8 off of this map and it is still an insane aim mechanics map that you can already see it. Loads of sharp jumps that our players really have to adjust and process with or without this hidden is really, really tough. You got those kind of those bursts that really don't play comfortably for you. If you're trying to aim them precisely. But for both of these players, we are seeing some early drops here respectively. A mutual struggle here. West the player holds an early lead. Good accuracy and combo just a little bit in his favor. But not by too much, honestly. This is still easily Ristal's chance to take this map. Yeah, this map's a banger, man.
This pool has so much fun. There's so many cool maps in this pool, which is why I'm so glad we get to showcase pretty much the whole thing. I mean, imagine this is your pool showcase. A maliszewski worst HR player 1v1 pool showcase. About as good as it gets. And here we go. As we hear the build-up, we approach the next Ki section of the map, and it is worst HR player with the slight combo lead, slight accuracy lead as well. maliszewski misses on the slow section. And now worst HR player is off to the races. We have seen him putting up incredible scores time and time again. Let's see how long he can hold on to this combo into this tricky section of the map. These jumps get so brutal, misses on the square pattern, but only 1 miss on this section. Very impressive. maliszewski still holding.
Yeah, good combo held from maliszewski as it starts to climb. That miss from West HR player has opened up a window for maliszewski to try and maybe push this back in his favor. Still 70,000 though that he's got to overtake. And West HR player does drop once again. Opened up the window even wider now for him as long as he holds on. Past his little Ki section. These sections are so difficult, man. But if anyone can do it, it really is maliszewski as he hits that entire section there. And now it's just a consistent build now for him. That Ki kind of spike is decreasing just a little bit. Still difficult, but anything that maliszewski just hit before, he can still hit again consistently. And as we get into that final quarter, accuracy starts to climb in his favor, and so does that score lead. Slider jumps hit as well. West HR player drops once again. maliszewski, 600 combo and climbing into the final quarter.
Both players hitting that triangle jump pattern. You can't help but be in awe at this kind of performance as worst HR player has found a miss. Can maliszewski hold on through the end? This is an absurd score, up to 377,000. Should be taking this map over worst HR player, but here we go. How long can maliszewski hold? Finds the slider break, but has done enough.
Yeah, out combos his previous score a couple weeks ago against Emery in the Losers Grand Finals, and still manages to climb, eclipses his top score as well. And where's the child player, despite holding on to a solid combo, I don't think there's going to be enough time. We're just about to get towards the ending of the map now, and it's about to close in for him, despite having great accuracy and phenomenal combo going in towards the ending. Simply will not be enough. Still spectacular that both of those players are hitting all of those sections. But Hidden 2 is done. And there will be maliszewski taking that lead with a domineering combo advantage and miscount here.
What a score. Two miss on that. The aim snap on that was super cool to watch as well from Malice. He was snapping those notes really strongly. A 2 miss on a map like that is incredible. A 6 miss is special too, though. It's another set of amazing scores.
Certainly is. We've seen a number of those. And just a recap for those of you who did join later in the stream, this is just a fun show match between maliszewski and a worst HR player. They're playing through the Corsace Grand Finals pool. And they're going to be playing through the entire pool except for DT2 and DT3, with which both players agreed they did not want to play. So we're going to be skipping out on most of the speed picks, although I believe they will play No Mod 5 at some point. And just because it's kind of interesting, we are scoring the match by cumulative score. So after every map, we are adding their point totals to a total score, which you can see at the bottom where you see cumulative score. And whoever has the highest cumulative score at the end of the show match will be the winner. So currently, I believe a worst HR player winning that cumulative score battle by about 600,000, just over. And here we go, Polygon, the Hard Rock 4. This is such a cool map. It is very, very well known. It is some tricky aim control patterns. And the start of this map is relatively easy, relatively comfortable for both players. The ending is absolutely absurd. This map has 2.8 million plays on this map set. That is pretty crazy. Orem also currently has the best global score on this map, although it is with Hidden. The Hard Rock makes the spacing on this map absolutely absurd into the ending, and that adds a lot of challenge. maliszewski does have a really impressive Hidden Hard Rock score on this, so we'll see if he can repeat that kind of performance here as we get into towards the second half of Polygon.
I remember back in the good old days where GN and Aza were battling for #1 on this ages ago. It was a funny blimp in this map's history. And now it being played as a Hard Rock pick into our Corsace Grand Finals just comes full circle, as the old era of golden tech control players now come to maliszewski and worst HR player into this map. Brilliant scores here so far. maliszewski finally drops first blood on this. Brilliant combos here from both players respectively. Worst HR player still holds on, hits that entire section there, and it's all up to that final Ki. Can worst HR player make his name more ironic?
Yeah, but this ending section is possibly 10 times harder than the entire rest of the map. We'll see what Form can do on this ending section here. This is where you get into the really crazy aim control patterns. Both players nailing it so far, but the hardest part is yet to come.
Oh
my god. Just keep going. Neither player finding a miss. They're so
Look at them both holding
so
on.
Talented. maliszewski finally drops worst HR player as well, but
that was a slider break as
800
well.
combo on that with Polygon. That's going to be a no miss, I think, as long as he hits the ending.
People, that was a slider break from worst HR player. Just a tiny slip up on the end of the slider. There's the miss finally there. One slider break, one miss from worst HR player. That's insanity. Look at that. Wow. Great score from maliszewski as well. Holding on to the hardest parts of the map and building up great combo by the intro. This is insanity here from both of these guys.
That's the #1 score globally. Nobody has beaten. Actually, no, not quite. Just with Hard Rock. It's very close though.
Yeah, it's like 3 combo off of Malice's leaderboard score with Hard Rock, right?
Yeah.
So incredibly close.
I mean, he far exceeded his own global Hard Rock score, from what I see. Yeah, doubled the combo.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, get this guy on solo, man.
Where's HR players building up a pretty nice lead? 1 million in the lead, I think, cumulatively. And now we've got Hidden 4, Death Wish, 220 BPM. This is going to be slider tech. You've got some very tricky slider streams in the first half. And the second half of this map is much more kind of stream focused, somewhat tests of aim control. but very different kind of first and second halves of the map. We'll see how it plays out. There's a Doomsday. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it doesn't actually work on the sheet, but I know Doomsday in the chat posted the link to the actual map earlier. So I don't know if we can
Yes.
update it quickly and show the match.
Yeah, I think the mapper re-uploaded the difficulty, so it's changed the link. Yeah, I linked it a bit up in the chat.
Uh-oh. Well, while we wait for that, I just want to quickly reiterate in chat, as the title says, this is a show match. There is no stakes applied. iFlame did say it a couple maps earlier, but I thought I would already still iterate it. Even if Wesley Child plays popping off, both of these guys are playing for fun. Maliszewski is still solidly decided to be your closed champion. It is just for fun because we all know, including us, we wanted to see these guys play this pool against each other. And that's why we're doing this. And we hecking love seeing it. And that's why we're enjoying these matches played. Both these guys are just having a good time and popping off when they want to, you know? I mean, these guys are still the best players in the world. We're having a great time. But yeah, Maliszewski is still your close winner. Whatever happens in this match does not change anything. We are just enjoying the game, enjoying the matches, enjoying the scores.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you guys are having a good time. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it because this is great. So yeah, we're just waiting for Deathwish to load up, and yeah, just take a little bit to go through. I think our streamer Coverboy is just quickly getting that updated for us.
I think the rest of the matchup, if we're going to be like playing through the rest of the maps, right, and including some of those speedier, more malice-centric maps, though, this format's kind of interesting in terms of the competition because he's got 1 million plus to gain, but the next few maps should be ripe for him to try and claw some of that back. So I'm super curious to see how, this Hidden 4, with it being 220 and very streamy, as well as techie, how that No More 2 appears if they do go around playing that, those remaining DTs. There's room here for a comeback, I think. There's plenty of room on the remaining maps. They're playing the very contested ones here, the very forum-centric ones here. But the remaining maps, maybe not so much. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, and normally I would think Maliszewski had a lot of ground to make up going into the DTs, but since we are not playing DT2 or DT3, that's somewhere I would generally expect Maliszewski to come back or bring back a lot of that score advantage on. So I think, if I'm being honest, this one is going to stay relatively or stay char player favored. We do have the DT1, which is kind of aim consistency, the DT4, which is kind of your, not really alt DT, more of a aim tech kind of a DT pick, but we're actually most of the way through the pool already. We've yet to play No Mod 5. Of course, the Hidden 4 is coming up. But other than that, we've got DT1, DT4, and the Hard Rock 1 as well. So only 4 maps, I think, left to be played here.
Lucky
And
Cat's still open, man. Lucky Cat's still
Lucky
open.
Cat
Lucky Cat is still open.
Lucky Cat's still open.
Are we getting a Lucky Cat FC today?
Could we get a Lucky Cat FC? I mean, considering
Yeah.
the form both of these guys have been in, it's possible, man. Maliszewski got 900k against Enray last time this was played, and I believe Forum posted on Twitter earlier that he actually got a full combo with very low AC, but still a full combo nonetheless.
Wow,
Yeah, I believe so. Unless that's
super
a
impressive.
slider break on his tweet. I believe that was actually a full combo with 93 AC, if I remember correctly. So yeah, both of these guys can set bonkers scores. Let's make that very clear. So Lucky Cat's a map that I think all of us are looking forward to, as well as Feeling Sky. That might just be me, but I want Feeling Sky to be played. I'm looking forward to that massively.
Yeah. Feeling Sky is a super curious one because that map doesn't even have like a no mod full combo on it yet, but it just seems like a really good one for these two on Hard Rock. Like I mean, I don't want to say anything, but that seems well poised for these two to tear that one up on Hard Rock.
Yeah, I mean, Feeling Sky, interestingly enough, despite I think he said not having any no mod full combos yet, is one of the easier maps in this pool, which just goes to show how difficult of a pool this is. And we are still waiting just another moment to see if we can get the HD4 working, because as we mentioned earlier, map was very recently, just over the past week, re-uploaded by the mapper. I believe we do need to get that re-downloaded, which unfortunately, with the tourney client and the stream setup, is a little bit complicated. So we do have the players waiting for just a little bit, so we can hopefully show this one on stream, but it may just be a minute or two longer.
Yeah, we're just waiting. We're just waiting, giving it a little bit of time. We did let Cover know that we're okay with letting it wait just a little bit, just so we can get the map played, because we want to show them. We want to show everyone the map pool is hard work. I think everyone was a bit upset that we never got to see these maps fully prepared and played at the highest level. We did get to see Maliszewski and Emery play at a decent amount, but it was very one-sided between Emery and Maliszewski, so not a lot of the pool was shown, unfortunately, which is why we're going to give ourselves a chance to do it. With no bans as well, only the 2 DTs that were shut down. One of them was played last time between Emery and Maliszewski. It's just the DT3 Wind God Girl, the 300 BPM speed map that we're not going to see, but everyone knows Wind God Girl. It's not a... It's a very old, it's ancient, in fact. One of the oldest maps of in tournaments, period. But outside of there, everything else is going to be played.
Dude, right at the start, I was like, yo, there's no escape from all the Toho. And then immediately it's like, oh, Wind God Girl's banned. So, okay, then.
Unlucky.
Unlucky.
Well, while we're waiting, huge shout out to our sponsors, Momokai. I think you can use code Corsace for, I believe it is a 10% discount. Go check them out. They are a big reason why this tournament is possible. And a huge shout out to all the staff as well, all the streamers, the commentators, even the map pools who, work so hard to make Corsace possible. There is a ton of work that goes on behind the scenes that you guys don't see, and that is all thanks to the help of all the staff here at Corsace, who put a lot of work in to make the tournaments happen and bring us cool matches like this one.
Yeah, for sure. I see the level of work that goes into these tournaments is just crazy. And some of the really cool stuff as well surrounding Corsace Closed, all the work on the map pools. And of course, the Corsace manga as well, which was put together alongside this.
Yeah.
An incredible piece of work, which is something, I don't know, I haven't seen much like that in this community. It was so cool to see.
Yeah.
If you want to check that out, it's on exclamation mark manga. It's there and it's fully fledged. It's a real thing. And it's super cool. It's worth a look.
Yeah, it's something you guys got to go read straight away. Not only is it something that's awesome, it's something that you guys have to go read, man. It is a blast to read.
Yeah, and I've seen it mentioned a few times in the chat and consistently throughout the tournament, but the graphics for this Corsace Closed have gotten a lot of positive feedback. A lot of people have been really liking the graphics, and so that is a huge shout out to K2, who is responsible for all the graphics. Super well done. Seriously, K2 really is the GOAT. We stand K2.
Yeah, put a K2 heart in chat, please, people.
Hearts in chat for K2.
Yeah, heart in chat for K2, because the guy's just insane. Works really hard for stuff like this. He is the spearhead for why Corsace graphics are so unique, so eye-catching, and so fun to look at with the gameplay as well. Yeah. We don't know if it's looking doomed. Is it doomed? Is it
It might be.
It might be Drova.
The players haven't started the map yet. We're not missing anything yet, but we're still working on getting the map working in the tournament client. Sometimes the client is difficult.
Yeah, I mean that's just the pain of maps re-uploaded.
Yeah, we don't want to make them wait too long. So if we don't get the map working within the next minute or two, we'll just let the players play through that one, and we'll let you guys show the rest of the map. I think worst HR players just left the lobby to do a couple practice runs. Okay, I have word. We may have it working. Cross your fingers. Hope for the best. I think as soon as worst HR player gets back into the lobby, we will attempt to watch Hidden 4, and we'll hope that it loads correctly and we all get to see some more incredible gameplay.
Is it going to happen?
What are we going to see? Death Wish?
Bated breath.
I'm not going to lie, I'm a little nervous.
Please. We got to see it all.
We do.
The only thing we were guaranteed not to see is Wind God Girl.
Yeah.
Can we play Wind God Girl instead then if this don't work?
Real. Just put Forum on Tap X. Easy.
Can we just play No Mod 6 again instead of Hidden 4,
I'm down for that. I want to see that Thuna BPM double tap. I mean, did you guys know that worst Hard Rock player outscored a Collie Bed on Ascension to Heaven DT?
In SSOT, I
True.
remember. This is true.
Yeah,
This is true and
it
real.
was. Yeah, it was.
It happened. It's a
close.
real thing.
Was it grand finals or was it final stage? I always forget.
Oh
think
god,
it was-
I think it was grand.
I think it was
Grand
Grants. I was
SST.
watching
Yeah.
the pool showcase, rewatching the pool showcase, and I know Dio mentioned that it was Grands. It was pooled for. There's a couple of maps. There was also I remember it was the Hard Rock 2, Peanut Butter Jelly Time. That was also pooled as a hidden map in Yolks Pie's like spring tournament. I don't know, it was 3 years ago or something like that. And both times it was pooled, it was because Rectagon went to the poolers and said, "Hey, this map would be really fun in the pool," and they added
This
it.
map
So
would be epic.
Rectagon is responsible for all instances of peanut butter jelly time pooling.
you,
Fun
Rectagon.
trivia. Thank you
Nice.
to Rectagon indeed.
That is pretty epic.
Oh,
Thanks,
worst
Recty boy.
HR player is rejoined the lobby.
We're
We
in!
are in. We have
We're
got
doing it!
Hidden
It
for
works.
Death Wish,
Yes!
maliszewski, worst HR player. Cavo is an absolute wizard.
Let's go.
To
Shout
get
out
this
to
hidden
Cavo
forward.
for getting
Let's
that
go,
one going.
Cavo. The GOAT. Here we go. Finally getting into Death Wish. We appreciate your patience, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you can enjoy the show from now on now. Back into the action. Death Wish, your crazy stream tech map with lots of control in there as well. This is just bonkers.
Yep, we're going to see some slider check early on, and in the second half, it's going to be a lot more stream heavy. Here we go into the tricky slider section. Even in this first half, there are quite a few very tricky stream patterns as both players looking good early. Accuracy is going to be even across the board, both hovering around that 95-96% mark. Both players hitting that first stream. Here we go into a slightly more aim control heavy section. Forum finds the first big miss. maliszewski continues to hold.
Oh my god. Look at these space sections to come through here. Consistently difficult streams with the slider jumps as well. Forum drops again, but with maliszewski S-ranking it and FCing it, right? He's FCing this. He's not dropped yet. From what I remember, this is insanity here. A few back drops, but still fantastic combo hold here. Those bus slide sections are really, really scary, though. Quite notorious for tripping up quite a few players, but it's not going to trip up either of our guys here. Where's the child player? I think struggling just a little bit from the stamina, dropping quite a bit of act, but regardless, holding on to a solid combo here on the recovery. maliszewski, though, is still holding on. And we are getting into the final section now. Final half of the map, second half of the map here. No way! He drops on the slider!
That is heartbreaking for maliszewski. But still a crazy score. It's a bit of an easier next section. Not easy in any way, but compared to the rest of the map, it's a slightly lower difficulty. We've got a very, very heavy stream section coming up now. Really curious to see if maliszewski can hold on to this one slider break through the stream section at the end. It is incredibly tricky.
What is it going to be? You've still got that combo building up. As we get into the final quarter here. Accuracy massively in favor of maliszewski here. Score as well massively in his favor. 160,000. And we get into the final quarter now, the final build up here. maliszewski's combo is still very impressive. Only one slider break so far for maliszewski. Hits that giant stream. Forum drops once again. Is it going to be the sending section for maliszewski to pop off with? No, he drops just beforehand. And as we get into the peak of the map where those sliders start to really extend alongside the spacing of the streams, there's not going to be any significant combo where we could see a crazy pop-off. But regardless of that, maliszewski is on an absolute tear on this, doubling Forum score and then some. Hitting the majority of the section as well. Look at him go.
Streams coming in clutch here for Malice, and now we're getting to some of the streaming maps now. That's a lot of score he's made up on Forum to try and claw that score deficit back, right? So in terms of that, he could be cooking now on the next few maps, but that is a crazy score. 500k on that. Goodness me.
He's going to close that cumulative score lead by about 300,000 points. That's one miss. Absolutely crazy on this pick. That is such a fun map. And this pool is just, there's so many cool maps in this pool. We'll see what they want to play next. They have very limited options at this point. As a reminder, we have left still DT1, DT4, No Mod 5, and I think the Hard Rock 1 Feeling Sky to be played. I think each of them will be played. The only question is the order.
Get this man feeling sky right now.
We'll see if they are feeling the sky or if they're feeling another map.
They're feeling lucky, like a cat, a lucky cat. Oh no, they're loading. They're loading up
They're loading
on the
okay.
DT1.
Yeah, this is going to be a relatively standard DT1 in terms of the mapping style. It's kind of your aim consistency. That being said, this map is 9.52 stars, guys. That is
Ooh,
crazy difficulty. Yeah.
that's a lot of stars. That's like, I need almost every single finger, including my 2 thumbs, to count that high. It's a lot of stars. And this is like a pure like MREC map.
Yep.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
was
Straight
made for
up.
MREC in case you got into grounds, yeah.
Who coincidentally does have the top global score on this map. I don't think surprising anyone.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only double time FC as well. I think the only next closest ones are likely to be, yes, from Lifeline. The only other person to have gotten a DT score on this worth in the top 1,000.
Pretty much, yeah. Only
yeah.
TFC. The DT maps are less so kind of these players' strengths, so I don't think anybody's going to be sniping the MREC score, but we'll see what they can put up on a map like this. This is going to be, I think, one of the longer maps in the pool. It's going to be 2 minutes and 45 seconds, actually, so nothing crazy.
Yeah, this is also the highest star rating map in the entire pool. 9.52 stars, the highest star rating. Only eclipsed, not eclipsed by anybody, but the next closest ones are the No Mod 5 and No Mod 1. The only map higher before that is DT3 and TB. So yeah, quite a few maps that are higher star rating than the Tiebreaker. But regardless, it is still a good pop-up from maliszewski so far past this intro section, I believe. Still full comboing past the intro section. Forum is going to drop with a not so good accuracy so far either.
Yeah, just some casual like 290 BPM screen jumps.
Yeah.
These players are hitting, and Malice is still FC.
I mean, why not, right? I mean, there's a really good chance for maliszewski to make up a lot of this cumulative score lead. It's about 700,000 right now, and based off how this map is going so far, if he can make up 300, 400,000 on the DT1 pick, there's 3 maps to make it right back into this match and take over the cumulative score lead. But we're halfway through the map now. maliszewski's still going. There's the miss from maliszewski. I spoke a second too soon. But still a very solid score so far. We'll see if maliszewski can build up another big combo into the second half of this map that is a little bit harder, but pretty comparable in terms of difficulty. Does find another miss, so starting to find a couple misses here and there now.
Yeah, they're actually starting to match a little bit here, but the combo game is very clearly in maliszewski's favor here. These jumps, the speed of these jumps are definitely leaning in his favor. And despite missing on quite a few, the harder pans of the map, you can see both players hitting decently well. Those giant triangle sections were hit cleanly from maliszewski before dropping just afterwards. And so generally, maliszewski is definitely the more comfortable guy here. Nearly doubling the score from Forum here, about 70,000 score away. And he's popping up on this ending PI section now as we start to approach the little ending, as the jumps start to hit a peak here. maliszewski, oh, he goes down finally towards the end after that stream. But still a very dominant win here from the man himself. And yeah, as we get to the closing curtain call of this map, despite Axe struggling here, maliszewski is the outlier, winning by a solid 170k.
Yeah, this map is 1,100 PP for a 98% accuracy DTFC. If MREC had made Grand Finals, we could have had the craziest tournament PP record.
Yep. Could have been, man. It could have been.
That's still nearly 500k on there for maliszewski, though. The 11 miss on that ain't no joke. 800 combo is one of the highest on the DT only leaderboard. And that's another good chunk of score that Malice has clawed back. You know, the deficit's now about 600k from about 1 million 2 maps ago. He's gaining.
Yeah, just over the last 2 maps has gained 500,000 points back. So really making up that difference. And all of a sudden, we've gone from a pretty dominant match on worst HR players end to maliszewski making the comeback and now has a real shot at winning the cumulative score battle. I mean, depending on the next map goes, it could genuinely come down to the tiebreaker. That would be super exciting.
That would be insane, iFlame, dude.
Yes! Yes!
Feeling Sky. I know
We're
she was been
feeling
waiting for this
Sky.
one.
Let's go. This is a personal favorite map of mine, just period. I was a huge fan of this map. I think on the time it came out, like I was walking to school one day and I saw a video of Happy Stick playing this map, getting number 1. I don't know what year it was in, like what, 2017, 2016, something like that. From what I
See, the
remember
real
correctly.
question, Sheba, is what kind of sky are
Yeah.
you feeling? You know, is it a clear afternoon sky? Is it a cloudy sky? Is it like
Yeah.
a sunset sky?
I can open my window right now and say, because I'm in the UK, it is always cloudy. So you're welcome. But you know, if my feelings were noted with the sky, it would be a sky as pretty as the sky you see on the BG of this map.
That's Sheba
Very
with
epic.
weather. Now to Doomsday for our sports report.
Well, sports report. Well, England lost the other day, so at the moment, I'm gonna stick to the Osu.
And stick to the Osu we shall as we get into Hard Rock 1 Feeling Sky. For those of you not familiar with the map, it is very aim heavy, 200 BPM, but I would say one of the easier maps in this pool relative to how difficult all the other maps are. There are definitely some slider tech in there as well, but the sliders are quite a bit easier than the other tech maps we've seen, the Nomad 4 and the Hidden 3 as well. But maliszewski finds the first miss as a worst HR player. He's doing something with the accuracy.
Yeah, looking solid so far past this intersection. I think a lot of people regard this map as one of the easiest maps in the pool. What makes it difficult really is its high combo scaling and its consistency that makes it difficult here. Generally, the patterns aren't going to be as high scaling as the maps we have seen, but this was more used as a hype map and a consistency test. Once again, tech and a bit of control in that as well. But you can't help but feel like this is a banger and perfectly fit for a tournament at this level. With Hard Rock applied as well, adds that little bit different mechanics test. But that long-term combo gain is really what you're looking at for this. There are still some very difficult sections, do not get me wrong, this is Corsace Closed for a reason. But yeah, mechanically not as difficult as we've seen in the other maps in this pool, but still not easy, especially with Hard Rock applied. With how long this map is, this is a tiebreaker length longer than the tiebreaker itself. And as we start to get into the first big spike here, here's a chance where you may see a break, and there it goes. But the shell play goes down. No FC to be kept, and that SS is also struck away. maliszewski's chance now to field with that combo.
If it wasn't SS and you would have hit that. The SS nerves are real, dude.
Real.
They are. That's why you're supposed to miss in the first 10 combo to get rid of the nerves early on. Yeah, clearly. They're,
It really does.
It really does. But maliszewski has a really good chance here to bring the score lead back, is very close now to taking over the map score lead, and continues to make a solid dent in the cumulative score lead as well, but does find the miss just before taking over that map score lead. So now it's worst HR player with a 400 combo advantage. Finds the drop as well, so combo is going to be even. Worst HR player holding the accuracy lead as maliszewski looking to find a big combo towards the second half of this map. To take over that score lead, only down by 100,000 points here. Or
Yeah, that
10,000, I should say.
this first third half of the map is probably the more difficult part until the very ending. It's just consistent difficulty with quite a few awkward sliders. With Hard Rock applied, these sliders get a lot more what's the word? A lot more precise. You have to be a lot more precise with these and be very careful with them, because there aren't that many ticks, but you have to focus on really paying attention all the way towards the end, because they're quite volatile in their patterning, and with Hard Rock applied again, much slimmer, much longer, much more difficult to keep on hold of, alongside those bursts applied as well, and those jumps. You saw those giant sliders into the one single note in the middle and repeating themselves 3 times in a row. It's just difficult consistently overall. And it does lead to a drop from both players, but so far they're putting up a pretty decent combo as we get into the final third of the map here, as we get into that ultimate PI section.
There's a 5,000 score difference right now between these two players. They have been so evenly matched on some of these maps, but it is maliszewski with the slight advantage. If maliszewski can hold on, that score lead should flip over any second now, but this PI section coming up, one of the hardest in the map. We'll see who can hold for longer. Both players hitting the cut streams, both players hitting the sliders and the space stream. They just do not miss. Oh, and Forum drops, the maliszewski is still going.
Here we go, the peak of the map here. The most epic parts of the map to come through. Maybe not the most difficult, but still really good. Those space streams there, drop from maliszewski is going to lead to the miss, but that pop-up with the streams is still incredible. And as we start to approach that final quarter of the map here, the difficulty remains the same here. Both players both dropping their combos. But recovery from maliszewski is going to give them that lead. That really tight 400 to 1,000 score difference was starting to really be riding away now. Not riding away, what's the word? Taken away now as maliszewski starts to hold that advantage more securely with 30,000 in his pocket. And with how long this map is, the combo that Forum has, unless we see maliszewski drop and Forum hit every single note coming up here, is not going to be able to be overtaken with how long the map is. So it's up to maliszewski to really be his map to lose here as we get into the hardest part of the map here. Long stream to come through here. Infamous for taking a lot of misses, but not going to be the case for either of these players as we get into those cuts. Burst. maliszewski goes down on the streams. Can Wurzichar hit this? With the hard rock applied, this is a lot more precise and really difficult to keep your accuracy on. Is Wurzichar going to end this and close it out with 500 combo and climbing? These cut streams are really, really difficult. Those 1/3 drops as well. The streams to come through. Wurzichar end this map in style. No, you can't. But needless to say, the hardest bursts were hit. And despite the score not going in his favor, still a great performance nonetheless.
Show from these two on this. Some really good combos multiple times throughout a lot of those hard sections. Great scores on both sides, but maliszewski nearly hit 1k combo. That nearly, again, matches the highest Hard Rock score on that leaderboard. So many scores on a one try, matching the best on the solo leaderboards throughout this match. That's another one.
So impressive what these players are capable of. And like you said, a single run, not, they don't have multiple attempts at it. They get their one run and they just have to see how it goes. maliszewski looked like he was going to be able to build up a pretty sizable score lead for a lot of that map, but Wurzichar player did a really good job of getting a big combo into the ending to keep the score for the map close, and despite not taking the win on this specific map, has brought it back close enough to that Malice wasn't able to make a big dent in the cumulative score lead, and we're now down to, I believe, 2 maps to go, the DT4 Lucky Cat and the Nomad 5 CX Ronos. So we've got speed and we've got DT aim tech. I have a feeling they're going to go for the DT4 first.
Yeah. It's going to be number 2. I think you've forgotten number 2. You've forgotten number 2.
I forgot about that.
Number
Wait a minute.
2 with the steel chair.
Out of nowhere.
Anyway, yeah, number 2 exists, people. We almost forgot about it. But here it is. Nibelungen. The top difficulty mapped by Aerial here. 8.61 stars. Also used in the SSOT Grand Finals as its Nomad 1. So a little correlation with that. 222 BPM, 2 minutes and 22 seconds long. CS4 AR10.
Yeah, I have a feeling that may have been intentional. But this map is very aim control heavy. There is a lot of very awkward aim in these stream patterns. There's a lot of accelerating and deaccelerating streams that are very, very easy to trip up on. And I would say the stream difficulty is relatively consistent. I think it does get somewhat harder towards the end, but I don't remember, if I'm remembering correctly, I don't think the spike is crazy at the end.
Well, for this map, people widely regarded this one as being very unforgiving. I think considered to be the hardest normal map in the pool, from what I remember. Purely because with 222 BPM consistently running through its maps for the runtime of the streams, the XL decels and the spacing is really unforgiving at its peak. And once you make one tiny minute slip up, the entire map, your entire score falls apart. So it's very punishing, this map. So unless you go on a godlike run and manage to hit everything, one tiny mistake, even if it's that minute, can really destroy you. And here it is. You can already see it come through here. What's a child player missing and taking a lot of accuracy and drops here. Maliszewski, though, is on an absolute tear, destroying this. Finally does drop and does lose a lot of accuracy coming up later on afterwards. A tragic fall apart here in this intro bit for What's a child player. Act drops as well massively. Maliszewski, good tear on the start, but accuracy still intact.
Yeah, with the massive accuracy advantage, and because of how short the map is, maliszewski is already in the lead by 100,000 points, currently double the score of worst HR player. And the ending of this map is a little bit harder than we've already seen, so worst HR player has a mountain to climb ahead if he wants to bring this score lead back and kind of keep things close going into the second half. 98 to 92 is going to be the decider here, but there are going to be some big accuracy drops into the end. Both players hitting the 1/3 for now. Worst HR player finds the drop. Maliszewski hits the 1/3, hits the cut stream. Here we go into the last stream section. Forum continues to find misses, and you see how easy it is to chain miss. Once you miss the first note, there goes Maliszewski now, but has continued to build that score lead up to 130,000. Just needs to hold on to some level of accuracy.
Maliszewski, man. Just a small fall apart from him, but that's all that really is to it, man. The majority of the map is being hit by him beautifully. 94 rack is impressive for how difficult the map really is. Hitting that entire 1/3 second in the slider stream as well is a beautiful pop-off. And not letting those small, highly punishing patterns drop your accuracy to dismal levels is definitely very impressive. We know Maliszewski to be one of, if not currently, the best normal 2 player in the world. We've seen it multiple times for multiple years. The guy is a freak on stream flowing maps, and he proved it with this one. 330,000 score, doubling, just under doubling Forum's consecutive score. Beautiful
Apparently,
stuff.
Henry disagrees. It is not an Henry map.
No.
He can do 70% on
Henry,
map,
bless
he
his
says.
heart. Bless his heart. He struggles immensely on this. I remember him telling me about it. It's a hard map, man. It's a hard map, and I don't blame him.
But hey, that score gap is closing. You know, we're running out of maps now. We have like 2 left. There's a real chance this could come down to a tiebreaker decider in this show match.
Yeah, the No Mod 5 is speed, right? That's something we expect to be pretty Maliszewski favored. Could potentially make up a ton of points there. And then you have the DT4, which I could see going either way. There's a very, very realistic chance that this one will come down to the tiebreaker.
Oh yeah, I mean, are they playing those maps in though that are remaining, the last 2?
Yeah, regardless of what happens, we are going to be seeing TB people. Our custom song by Kitatsuki, who is an awesome artist, might I add. The creator of Alcyon. Immediately giant salute from me. That is one of my favorite songs ever, which was used in Closed 2021 or 2022? 2022. So yeah, we're gonna see that very soon, people. But the next map to come through will be one of 2.
Yeah, what I'm realizing, guys, is that the real reason that we didn't play DT 2 or 3 is because we wouldn't have had enough space on the screen. We would have had to change all the graphics. So we actually made the players not play DT 2 or 3 for the graphics. No Mod 5. We finally get some speed. And this is going to be CX Ronos. This map, 270 BPM speed. There is some tech in there as well. It is kind of a more general speed map where rather than pure bursts, you've got a little bit of aim and a little bit of tech mixed in with those speed patterns. This map is 9.38 stars. I believe it is outside of the tiebreaker, it is the second highest SR map in the pool. 9.38 is really high for a speed map, and I'm a little bit scared for worst HR player. Maliszewski too, to a lesser extent.
This is a mechanic speed play dream map. Yeah.
You know what this reminds me? It kind of reminds me of the old school slot score is dead map, except probably twice as hard. In the sense that it's just got a lot of control in it, as well as that 270 BPM speed. And the end has a crazy long stream with slide streams in the middle of it as well. So some disgusting stuff at the end of this.
Yeah, Sarenhide absolutely popped off on this. Absolute banger. of a map. This is some absurd mechanics difficulty overall. Of course, you got that roll speed applied as well, but control and a bit of aim in there as well with those sliders applied there as well. I think this would have been one of those dream MREC maps had he been in the grand finals to play this. But maliszewski's on a tear right now on this, despite struggling a bit on the accuracy. Excuse me. This combo is looking great. And as we get into the Ki here, past that halfway mark here, he finally does go down. But still doing pretty good here for him, I think expectedly. Not his map. We don't blame him. He's had enough time popping off. Give maliszewski a little bit of room. But yeah.
You don't really know Alex, I guess, as much of a speed player, but he has been working on it. And even with his ability, that stream is crazy. He's down to 87, but that score lead is still rather large. That's a lot of score he's gaining again here.
Yeah, it's going to be another roughly 200,000. May increase a little bit farther into the end as well as the long stream comes through. Both players are going to find a lot of misses, but a couple more misses from worst HR player mean that it's going to be a little bit more of a score advantage for maliszewski. And look at that cumulative score difference. It has gone from 1.2 million, now 270,000. One map to go. maliszewski could potentially make up 200K of that on the next pick, and a very close match going into tiebreaker. The Mod 5, by the way, is a custom song. Shout out to, I believe, Dance Rail 3 did the custom song. So huge shout out there. And we've been waiting for this one. It is the only option left. Lucky Cat.
It's the last map left. Saving the best for last. This is probably my favorite map in the whole pool. It's made of Fire 2 Electric Boogaloo, except instead of it being on hidden like any sane regular map pooler would do, it's on DT here because we are dealing with rather good players. We saw maliszewski destroy this map in the losers bracket final, and he'll be hoping for a same performance here to try and make that score difference disappear before the tiebreaker.
Just to quickly correct, the Nomod 5 CX Ronos, I don't actually believe is a custom song for Corsace. I'm pretty sure I've seen this before, if I remember correctly. But this is a song by Seesaw, and Seesaw is a featured artist for Osu, who has made previous incredible custom songs. So do check out Seesaw, and the source of the background is from Dance Rail 3. So check them out if you would like to see some banger art. But it's okay, it's all good. Bless Flame, he was really trying to find the source to shout them out. Bless his heart, I got you, brother. And
I appreciate Shiva.
I think there was a small little issue.
Yeah. Imagine we're going to be getting an abort. This is a really short map, guys. It's 50 seconds, so maliszewski's already halfway into the map, and like he can probably finish 3/4 of the map by the time the abort goes through. He is still holding though. 300 combo now and continues to build. This is a really impressive score so far, up to 350,000 points.
Yeah, I think we are going to do a restart for this, but this is still quite funny how maliszewski's hitting everything still. I mean, surely we want to see this with Foreign's perspective in it as well, so I'm assuming that this will be restarted, but yeah, feast your eyes on this score. maliszewski is absolutely slaying this. And yeah, that's 840k. Slightly lower AC, and I believe quite a few misses towards the start from what I remember. Is this correct? Yeah, it was a one miss. 850k. Not able to replicate the score that he set against Henry, but still the same, how do I say it? Like the same kind of score where it was a one miss at the start on this map.
Dude, average like nearly 900k on that on 2 plays.
Yeah, essentially. I need a quick update from production. I assume that we are going to see this reran because Western Shell player was not shown on the client. And obviously there's a show match, so I assume that we are going to be seeing him play this.
Yeah. I mean, I think it depends if, it'd be a shame to have for maliszewski to have to redo his score. I think it depends on if it was a full DC from worst HR player, if he was still able to play through the rest of the map and it was just a client-side issue. So we'll find that out in a minute. And regardless, whether or not we play DT4, so either next or after DT4 replay, we're going to have tiebreaker between these two. And That is what it's all going to come down to. And with that score from Maliszewski, he very well may have taken over the cumulative score lead going into tiebreaker. And so now all of a sudden it might just be on worst HR player to find the win on tiebreaker. And yeah, it does seem like worst HR player got DC'd. And so
we'll see whether they want to.
what's going on here. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
what they
curious
wanna
about
do.
what's going on because I would have thought, considering this is a show match without stakes, we're going to be seeing it replayed, but I assume not. Doesn't seem like it's going to be the case.
I mean,
believe
Okay.
that,
they've played a lot of maps, I suppose.
yeah,
Fair
maybe
enough.
so.
It's
Maybe
okay.
so.
It's all just a bit of fun. Hey,
Yeah.
let's see tiebreaker though. Let's go.
Yeah.
Sound
Okay.
Architect.
Yeah, so with the disconnect, we've heard that these guys are on a little bit of a time crunch, so we are just going to move on to the TV. But still, just an update for you guys. Forum got 450k, so yeah, he had nothing on Maliszewski there.
Okay.
That is
yeah.
a 450,000 score cumulative score difference, which means, I believe, Maliszewski's in the lead. No?
Yeah.
Wait, no.
Yeah,
Maybe, yeah.
Maliszewski is in the cumulative score lead.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe before this, it was 270,000 points. Actually, it was 280,000 points difference in favor of worst HR player. So Somi and Malice won by about 400k there, give or take a few thousand. It should just be about 120, 130,000 advantage in favor of Maliszewski for the overall
yeah.
score. Just that goes to show how good both these players are, how evenly matched they are. That after playing through pretty much an entire pool worth of maps, that's I think 16 maps so far, they're within 130,000 points of each other. And how cool is it that in the end, it all comes down to the tiebreaker?
It's what we all wanted. It's what we all wanted. We wanted it to come down to this last map, the custom tiebreaker for Corsace Closed Grand Finals. And what a tune and what a map it is. Something crazy, tech heavy, but more or less mixed tiebreaker at over 9 stars with a bit of everything. But it's definitely got to focus on that slider tech element. Quite a few streams in it as well, and a lot of burst stream control all the way through this one. It's perfectly suited for these two players.
It really is. I mean, it's the tech, it's the aim control, the best skill sets for those two players, what they're both incredibly well known for. And I think while the map overall is incredibly difficult, I don't think we're going to see an FC or anything close to it. We can definitely see some pretty crazy combos on a map like this. And there are some very tricky patterns that, with how many difficult patterns there are, I'm sure they'll hit a few of them. And I'm looking forward to seeing which ones they can get down here.
All right, guys. I think we're running into a few more technical issues where we're not able to get the map loading, but be patient. We'll be getting it in soon, okay? We're just trying to get it work done at the moment. another unfortunate tech difficulty, but don't worry, this is a tiebreaker. You guys are gonna stick around. Maybe grab like a quick snack. But yeah, you don't want to miss this. This is the custom Corsace Closed tiebreaker sound architect mapped by Kiotatsuki, an incredible artist for an incredible song mapped by 9 Army, which is a great tech map of something like this. The guy's been popping off, and I think this map is gonna definitely show that. Not only is this song a sound architecture, but 9 Army, he do be a map architect for real.
For sure, yeah. It's a collab as well, I believe. It's 9 Army and also O Twinkle.
Oh,
those
yes.
two,
Yeah.
Yeah, those two mappers have collabed on quite a few maps in this style, so they're very well poised together and they work really well together. They really cooked on this one. And also that background as well, they cooked. Neperoni providing the background
That's
for this original
awesome
tune.
background.
It's
That
so
background
cool.
is so cool.
It is. And key sounded as well.
Need I say more, man? Need I say more? What an awesome map. Just through and through. As according to the sheet, this map is 5 minutes and 41 seconds long. CS 4.2 AR10. And that 165 BPM is deceptive. It is a decent range of BPMs. And it's a solid tech TB. I think fit for these guys perfectly. Not fully tech, but as you said before, Doomsday, got a good mix of stuff in there.
Yeah, hopefully we can get the map loaded. I do believe they are playing it currently.
Oh, are they actually going right now? Are they?
Yeah, let me double check.
Yeah, Forum's playing on his stream.
Yeah, it seems like Forum is playing the map. About
So what's
halfway through, it seems like.
surely not. Surely we don't leave it like this. Surely we abort and replay. No,
Surely.
surely not.
We'll see. We'll let you guys know once we get an update from our streamer.
Just
I
double
need to see
check
how they're
here.
going.
Yeah, so maliszewski's playing it with hidden, and maliszewski player is playing it with no mod.
Was he actually hitting this? Okay. I guess it's comfort mod, but I'd figure there'd be a limit to comfort mod on a map like this.
I mean, you know Maliszewski, man, the guy will just play anything with hidden applied, man. He's done it on some of the highest stakes imaginable. I remember him doing it on the Corsace Open 2022 Tiebreaker King Atlantis, and just barely scraping off of a loss on that one, but still, like the guy will gladly play hidden on anything. There is no way we're not doing this without a showcase.
I mean, we have to.
Yeah, we have to find a way to get that sorted out. We may have to do like some submitted replays or something like that, because I want to see it. I've only checked. I've only checked the length and the mods these guys are playing. I've not seen the scores.
It is incredibly close.
I'm not
on the
spoiling
break,
myself.
there's a 3,000 score difference.
Oh, spoilers! Spoilers! I flame spoilers.
You're right. No spoilers. Here we go.
Okay, we're at the end of the map here.
Okay.
Okay,
And it is
there's
broken.
And it's
Okay.
broken.
Here we go.
All right.
This is so scuffed.
That's pretty cool.
Let's go.
Thank you,
Right.
Poncho.
Thank you, Bancho. Poor Cavo. He's had to do all of this by himself. Poor guy. Right. Just gonna quickly give it a moment. Poor Cavo, man. He has to restart in order to reload the map, and this is what happens.
Yeah.
Can we please rerun it? I can't believe this hasn't been aborted yet.
Yeah, I think actually one of the players has to leave. They have other commitments, unfortunately. I don't think they have time to replay the map. They're just out of time to keep playing the pool since we've played through so many maps.
Oh, that sucks.
Spin to win.
It is.
Spin to win.
Is it a spin to win moment?
Spin to win.
I was winning it. No, not
quite.
that time.
No.
Yeah, watch him spin like what, 120k or something. He was trying.
Yeah. Well,
he was trying.
I don't know what to say, man.
For the stream difficulties, it does happen, but what a crazy match overall. There's crazy scores from both sides. Worst HR player at the start, maliszewski towards the end had some crazy scores of his own, and it's just such a fun matchup. Again, you have maliszewski, who's been so dominant for so long. Worst HR player, who has put on an absolute clinic all tournament long. It is his first 1v1 tournament. A lot of people weren't sure how he'd perform. Thought he might be a little bit skill capped on the speed picks, and that might cost him a couple matches, but didn't in this tournament. He made it all the way to grand finals. Unfortunately, did forfeit the grand finals, but has shown today that Forum can compete on this pool, can compete right up there with the very best on these difficult pools, and it's been a very fun tournament overall.
Yeah, it's been a banger. I mean, it's a shame that we couldn't see the full showcase, but regardless, it was a great show match. At the end of the day, people, maliszewski is actually your show match winner with a cumulative score. I think mostly purely off that insane run on Lucky Cat, but also winning on the tiebreaker at the end and finishing it off the show match in style. Maliszewski is not only your closed champion, but is your show match winner as well. But a very nice cumulative score from West HR player, if you know, you know, and a great run and a great display of skill from both of these guys. It is insane.
Yeah, it's so cool to see these two have a go on this grand finals pool. Of course, it was a shame, I guess, when we couldn't have that grand finals, but letting them, just let rip on this entire pool pretty much, minus the two maps where it wouldn't really be much of a contest, really. So, on everything else, though, it was such a joy to finally watch this. And even though it was a show match, they still brought some incredible performances to this one. So, thanks to maliszewski and Worst Hard Rock Player for agreeing to this and giving us a really cool exhibition here.
Yeah, truly.
Absolutely. And that is going to be it for us. That is going to be it for Corsace Closed. What a way to cap off a very fun tournament. We will be back next, I believe, with Corsace Open. It will be a few months from now. But once again, massive thank you to all of the staff, Doomsday and Shiba, for commentating with me today, Cavo for the stream, and all the staff behind the scenes as well that, again, put in a lot of work to make these tournaments happen. Thank you to the players. A huge congrats to Maliszewski being the winner of Corsace Closed for the first time. And last, but certainly not least, a huge thank you to all the viewers who tune in time and time again and join us for all of these matches. I've been iFlame, and that's going to be all from us. Have a good one.
Thanks, guys. Take care.